Phelps, Bukowski. You have a new case. 2 women. Possible drink drive.
How is that a case?
The broad says she was doped and that somebody tried to kill her.
Where did this take place?
That's the bit you're gonna love. Right across the street.
Word?
A Chevy Styline took a nosedive off the escarpment, fetched up underneath a Cola King billboard. Up to it, boys. We got bad guys to catch.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I'd say all's fair in love.
See you later, fellas. Try not to work too hard. Look at you bantering with the boys. There's a tear to my eye watching my caterpillar grow wings. I'm just trying to fit in. Educated, hardworking, straight as an arrow. I hate to break it to you, Cole, but you'll never fit in the century. That's the guy.
You ain't gotta put it like that. Now I could take the stairs up, but I'm not gonna do that.
Her face looks familiar. Well, that's June Ballard, Tarzan's sister, beast of the Amazon. She's married to Guy McAfee. The captain has moved to Vegas now, but the 2 of them still have juice. Phelps, traffic.
Detective Phelps. Hey, Bukowski. Long time no see.
You could have called this in by megaphone, Enrique. Phelps, this is Enrique Gonzalez. Enrique was a pretty decent middleweight. What do we have, Gonzalez?
Broad drives right through the empty lot and off the side of the escarpment. Her story is that a movie producer doped her and her friend and sent the car over the cliff.
Was anyone hurt?
Driver's beat up. Not too bad considering. If she hadn't hit that billboard, we'd be scraping both of them off the pavement. Passenger's a Jessica Hamilton. She's just a kid. She's pretty knocked around.
Kid gonna be all right?
I think so. They've taken her to central receiving. If you want to take a look around, stall the ambulance.
Thanks. Do that.
One more thing. Watch out for the driver. She cuts rough.
She cuts rough.
If you're looking for the coroner, he's down by the crash site.
I'm guessing that dude's the driver.
Mrs. McAfee, we would like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
I prefer to use my maiden name, June Ballard. You might be familiar with some of my work.
Can you tell us what happened here?
You're kind of cute for a cop. Maybe a bit on the serious.
Ma'am, can you get to the business?
What about me, June? I'm a big fan of
You?
Beast.
I don't like. Keep out of this.
Your hair is lopsided.
You were giving me a thorough going over. I was just starting to enjoy it.
Girl, I barely asked you anything.
Folks, we need to get our bearings. Let's go see the coroner.
All I asked you was your name. Calm it down.
You'll want to see this, Phelps. There, laid out on the trunk. And that isn't even the best part.
What do we got here?
They've been torn off. Where did you find them?
They were stuffed in the young lady's handbag. I'll run a trace for semen when I get back to the lab.
We got a rape case going on here? What's going on?
She's a long way from home.
So her mom's real worried about her. This your favorite case? Okay, okay. Wait, that's all? That's all? What?
Drunk driver?
Maybe not.
How so?
Well, a head I found without a body piqued my interest. See what you think.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Is it real?
No.
Folks, what was that?
I think it's supposed to be a replica of an Indian shrunken head. It's some kind of curio or movie prop. See the casting marks?
What's it made from?
Plaster of Paris would be my first guess. Then painted.
Oh no,
rule
I
out the
didn't.
murder
I didn't see
angle?
what you said there.
No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor. Whoever did it wanted these women dead.
So we got some voodoo stuff going on here.
Just when I think
We should speak to Ballard again. She might not be telling us the whole story.
That's it? You gave me the da-da-da-da already? I didn't really search much.
Looks like they're lucky they weren't more badly injured.
Must have been unconscious. Being relaxed tends to lessen the soft tissue damage.
I guess that's it. Shoot. Look at the clues. So there wasn't. There might not have been no doping involved. Not no accident. They was trying to get y'all out of here.
We understand that you're still suffering from the effects of the accident, Mrs. McAfee. The officer says that you claimed that you were drugged. Who did this to you?
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn. It's no wonder I feel so dopey. I can't remember.
Look at you smiling. You can remember. You can remember.
It's a serious offense to withhold information from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
I told you to call me June. You're making me feel like an old lady.
Get off me.
And don't bother your handsome
I don't know where your
friends.
hands been.
My husband
Who they been
settled
on?
the score with Mark Bishop.
What they touched. Mark Bishop.
What can you tell us about the passenger in your car?
Jessica Hamilton. Poor Jessica. It's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say?
You're lying again. You got more to say. But I think I'm gonna go with the bad cop again. Never mind.
How old is Jessica, Mrs. Ballard?
I couldn't say how old Jessica is. Old enough, sweetheart, as the saying goes.
We found a shrunken head. It was used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs. The last thing I remember is getting behind the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get paid by the hour for doing nothing?
It's obviously some kind of movie prop. You must know where it came from.
You better shut your ass up.
In case you hadn't noticed, I am the talent. And the talent doesn't deal with props or sets or any of that kind of stuff. Why don't you ask Mark Bishop which prop house he uses?
You mentioned a Mark Bishop. You think he might have had something to do with this?
He is a movie producer. As for his involvement, you just leave it to me and my husband to worry about.
It's not going to play that way, Mrs. McAfee. We'll take it from there.
Relax, detective. You're not nearly as cute when you're mad.
Mrs. McAfee, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if you accompanied Patrolman Gonzalez back to the receiving hospital.
I'm going to be okay. These guys can take me home after. My lawyer and I have talked to the news hounds.
Mrs. McAfee, you are still under the influence of narcotics, and you're likely to go into...
I want to try that again. Because I'm pretty sure I could have gotten off with it. Oh.
If you're looking for the coroner, he's down by the crash site.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. Yeah, let me try that again.
This ain't the red car.
You'll want to see this, Phelps. There, laid out on the trunk. And that isn't even the best part.
They've been torn off. Where did you find them?
They were stuffed in the young lady's handbag. I'll run a trace for semen when I get back to the lab.
She's a long way from home. Drunk driver?
Maybe not.
How so?
Well, a head I found without a body piqued my interest. See what you think.
Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio. Is it real?
No. I think it's supposed to be a replica of an Indian shrunken head. It's some kind of curio or movie prop. See the casting marks?
What's it made from?
Plaster of Paris would be my first guess, then painted.
So we can rule out the murder angle?
No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor. Whoever did it wanted these women dead.
How does someone manage to tip their ride straight off a cliff? If the driver's in a fit state, we should ask.
Alright, enough games.
Mrs. McAfee, we would like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
I prefer to use my maiden name, June Ballard. You might be familiar with some of my work.
Can you tell us what happened here?
You're kind of cute for a cop. Maybe a bit on the serious side.
What about me, June? I'm a big fan of
You? I don't like. Keep out of this.
We understand that you're still suffering from the effects of the accident, Mrs. McAfee. The officer says that you claimed that you were drugged. Who did this to you?
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn. It's no wonder I feel so dopey. I can't remember.
It's a serious offense to withhold information from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
I told you to call me June. You're making me feel like an old lady. And don't bother your handsome head about this. My husband will settle the score with Mark Bishop.
What can you tell us about the passenger in your car?
Jessica Hamilton. Poor Jessica. It's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say?
I think you're lying, Mrs. McAfee. I think something happened to Jessica yesterday before the crash.
I'm offended, Sunshine. Do you have any proof? I didn't think so. You should be more careful. Behind the glitz, this can be a very rough old town.
That was not the question I was
We found
expecting.
a shrunken head. It was
Whoa.
used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs. The last thing I
No.
remember...
I got this. So since he asked that, it's the underwear.
If you're looking for the coroner, he's down by the crash site.
This ain't the right.
You'll want to see this, Phelps. There, laid out on the trunk. And that isn't even the best part.
They've been torn off. Where did you find them?
They were stuffed in the young lady's handbag. I'll run a trace for semen when I get back to the lab.
She's a long way from home. Drunk driver?
Maybe not.
I'm gonna just
So-
mute this so you don't hear him cringing again.
Is it real?
No. I think it's supposed to be a replica of an Indian shrunken head. It's some kind of curio or movie prop. See the casting marks?
What's it made from?
Plaster of Paris would be my first guess, then painted.
So we can rule out the murder angle?
No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor. Whoever did it wanted these women dead.
How does someone manage to tip their ride straight off a cliff? If the driver's in a fit state, we should ask. Mrs. McAfee, we would like to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
I prefer to use my maiden name, June Ballard. You might be familiar with some of my work.
Can you tell us what happened here?
You're kind of cute for a cop. Maybe a bit on the serious side.
What about me, June? I'm a big fan of
You? I don't like. Keep out of this.
We understand that you're still suffering from the effects of the accident, Mrs. McAfee. The officer says that you claimed that you were drugged. Who did this to you?
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn.
If I mess up this time, I'm gonna just go
No
ahead.
wonder I feel so dopey. I can't remember.
It's a serious offense to withhold information from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
I told you to call me June. You're making me feel like an old lady. And don't bother your handsome head about this. My husband will settle the score with Mark Bishop.
What can you tell us about the passenger in your car?
Jessica Hamilton. Poor Jessica. It's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say?
I think you're lying, Mrs. McAfee. I think something happened to Jessica yesterday before the crash.
I'm offended, Sunshine. Do you have any proof?
Miss Hamilton's underwear were physically torn from her body.
Get loud
She
then.
wanted to go to a casting. I took her to a casting. Whatever happened after that is between her and Mark Bishop.
We found a shrunken head. It was used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs. The last thing I remember is getting behind the wheel.
It's obviously some kind of movie prop. You must know where it came from.
In case you hadn't noticed, I am the talent. And the talent doesn't deal with props or sets or any of that kind of stuff. Why don't you ask Mark Bishop which prop house he uses?
Mark Bishop.
You mentioned a Mark Bishop. You think he might have had something to do with this?
He is a movie producer.
He ain't just a movie producer from how you speaking about him.
You
Yes.
just leave it to me and my husband to worry about.
Yes.
I want to know what happened between you two that made him want to commit a double murder.
Bishop offered me a part in his picture. Then he withdrew it. Fact is, we had a deal. Pressed him on it. And this is where I end up.
Was that so hard?
Mrs. McAfee, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if you accompanied Patrolman Gonzalez back to the receiving hospital.
I'm going to be okay. These guys can take me home after my lawyer and I have talked to the news hounds.
Mrs. McAfee, you are still under the influence of narcotics, and you're likely to go into shock once the drugs wear off.
And I thought you were a heel. It's nice of you to be concerned.
I think we're good here. Let's go see what we can shake out of the kid.
Who are you? Oh, yeah, never mind. Yes.
I want to see. Excuse me, officer. I want to see.
KGPL to car 11K, 11 King. The car crash victim has regained consciousness at Central Receiving Hospital.
11K Roger, en route.
Hey.
Slow down.
I hate this section of the, like, what is this? Who designed that?
Hello, Detective Phelps, here to interview a Jessica Hamilton.
Jessica Hamilton. Oh, yes. She's in the room right behind you, Detective.
You can't hold me here. No! I don't need to be manhandled by a doctor. I need my lawyer. Hey, where is the telephone? Do you know who I am?
Feeling better since this morning, Jessica?
A little. My head still feels swimmy.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Detective Phelps. You're attending to the young lady from the auto accident?
Yes. She's conscious now, but I doubt she'll remember much. She's still feeling some of the after effects.
Jessica was drugged?
She certainly was. Chloral hydrate would be my guess, and there's clear evidence of abuse. She's still a minor, Detective.
Someone planned a double murder to cover up a statutory rape? Swap 7 years for life and gets Guy McAfee on their case? Doesn't make much sense to me.
I guess it depends on what they had to lose. Doesn't give me anything to go on.
It's still nice to look at, folks. Sheesh. Where's your explorer going?
Hello, Jessica. My name is Cole Phelps. I'm a policeman. I'd like to talk to you about your accident, if that's okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me what you remember about the crash?
It's all kind of fuzzy. I remember waking up here. Nothing happened yesterday.
Come on. Come on. Why are you lying like that? Nothing happened yesterday. Why are you lying like that?
Tell the truth, Jessica. Why the big cover-up?
I'm not lying to you.
We found your underwear in your handbag, Jessica. You need to tell us what happened.
The doctor told me what happened. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be a star, to be in movies. I told Junie what happened, and she told me to toughen up. But that was the price of stardom.
Did she now? Cold-hearted bitch.
It's not Junie's fault. It's not my first time. I had a boyfriend back home, but my father found out about him.
Even if you consented, Jessica, you're still underage. We need to get in touch with your parents, Jessica, to tell them what has happened.
Oh, you don't need to worry them. They sent me along to stay with Aunt June. They trust her to take care of me.
You see the way Phelps looked back? You see, yo. You funny.
You're lying, Jessica. How are we going to make this right if you lie to us?
He's like this.
Detective, why would I lie to you?
Cause your mom sent you a letter to come home.
Away, Jessica, and you don't have your parents' permission to be here. Now, do you want to tell me what really happened?
I went with Junie to this strange place. It's difficult to remember. Someone gave me a drink to calm my nerves, and then I felt faint. I think I must have passed out.
I need to see that again. I need to see that again.
How did you meet Mr. Bishop?
Well, Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
She is not doing a new movie.
What's the story with Bishop and Mrs. McAfee? Why does he want the two of you dead?
That can't be true. Mr. Bishop seemed very happy today. I mean, yesterday.
And that's why he wedged a shrunken head against the accelerator pedal and punted the two of you over an escarpment?
I overheard Junie speaking to him on the phone a couple of times. Screaming, really. She can be very hard sometimes, Junie. But they seemed okay yesterday, like they worked it out.
I know what happened to you, Jessica. Where exactly did it take place?
Please, it's scary. It's really difficult to think of anything.
God damn it, tell the truth, Jessica.
I am telling the truth. I don't know where the place is. I barely know this city.
Wait, what?
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
What's she? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Where did... Genital boozing, right? Why did she say she doesn't know the city?
You're making me uncomfortable. Just standing around here looking at me and not saying anything.
Little girl, you can relax. Is she not talking about her what are we talking about here?
Sorry. My mistake.
Hold on, I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused. Because I thought, from what I was reading, I thought they meant where did it happen? Evidence of criminal abuse. He asked, where did it take place? Where was it? And I'm assuming on her, right? And then she says she don't know. Then I accuse her and shit. Then she says she don't know where this around the city. Was that to throw me off? Was she trying to throw me off there? Because if not, then this is the evidence.
I think you should leave now. You're being horrible to me.
Okay.
Thank you, Jessica. You've been a big help. Here's my card. If you think of anything or you need some help, just get in touch, okay?
Okay.
I think it might be good.
Okay. I misinterpreted that. Because I thought they meant on her. The abuse. Minor mistake. Minor misunderstanding.
Hello, Detective Phelps, here to interview a Jessica Hamilton.
Jessica Hamilton. Oh, yes. She's in the room right behind you, Detective.
You can't hold me here. No!
Hello, Doctor. I'm Detective Phelps. You're attending to the young lady from the auto accident?
Yes. She's conscious now, but I doubt she'll remember much. She's still feeling some of the after effects.
Jessica was drugged?
She certainly was. Chloral hydrate would be my guess, and there's clear evidence of abuse. She's still a minor, Detective.
Someone planned a double murder to cover up a statutory rape? Swap 7 years for life and gets Guy McAfee on their case? Doesn't make much sense to me.
I guess it depends on what they had to lose. feeling better since this morning, Jessica?
A little. My head still feels swimmy.
Hello, Jessica. My name is Cole Phelps. I'm a policeman. I'd like to talk to you about your accident, if that's okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me what you remember about the crash?
It's all kind of fuzzy. I remember waking up here. Nothing happened yesterday.
Tell the truth, Jessica. Why the big cover-up?
I'm not lying to you.
We found your underwear in your handbag, Jessica. You need to tell us what happened.
The doctor told me what happened. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be a star, to be in movies. I told Junie what happened, and she told me to toughen up. That was the price of stardom.
Did she now, cold-hearted bitch?
It's not Junie's fault. It's not my first time. I had a boyfriend back home, but my father found out about him.
Even if you consented, Jessica, you're still underage. We need to get in touch with your parents, Jessica, to tell them what has happened.
Oh, you don't need to worry them. They sent me along to stay with Aunt June. They trust her to take care of me.
Oh, that look
You're
bad.
lying, Jessica. How are we going to make this right if you lie to us?
Please, detective, why would I lie to you?
Because you're a runaway, Jessica, and you don't have your parents' permission to be here. Now, do you want to tell me what really happened?
I went with Junie to this strange place. It's difficult to remember. Someone gave me a drink to calm my nerves, and then I felt faint. I think I must have passed out.
How did you meet Mr. Bishop?
Well, Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
What's the story with Bishop and Mrs. McAfee? Why does he want the two of you dead?
That can't be true. Mr. Bishop seemed very happy today. I mean, yesterday.
And that's why he wedged a shrunken head against the accelerator pedal and punted the two of you over an escarpment?
I overheard Junie speaking to him on the phone a couple of times. Screaming, really. She can be very hard sometimes, Junie. But they seemed okay yesterday, like they worked it out.
I know what happened to you, Jessica. Where exactly did it take place?
Please, it's scary. It's really difficult to think of anything.
So she's not talking physically on her.
Someone tried to kill you, Jessica. Do you get it?
Excuse me? That was wrong. Excuse me, that was wrong. Excuse me? Excuse me? How is that wrong?
Hello, Detective Phelps, here to interview a Jessica Hamilton.
Jessica Hamilton. Oh, yes. She's in the room, right behind you, Detective.
I'm a little confused now.
You can't hold me here.
You think she's okay to have visitors?
I don't.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Detective Phelps. You're attending to the young lady from the auto accident?
Yes. She's conscious now, but I doubt she'll remember much. She's still feeling some of the after effects.
Jessica was drugged?
She certainly was. Chloral hydrate would be my guess, and there's clear evidence of abuse. She's still a minor, Detective.
Someone planned a double murder to cover up a statutory rape? Swap 7 years for life and gets Guy McAfee on their case? Doesn't make much sense to me.
I guess it depends on what they had to lose. Feeling better since this morning, Jessica?
A little. My head still feels swimmy.
Hello, Jessica?
All right, little girl.
My name is Cole Phelps. I'm a policeman. I'd like to
You're not
talk
gonna
to you about
stump
your
me.
accident, if that's okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me what you remember about the crash?
It's all kind of fuzzy. I remember waking up here. Nothing happened yesterday.
Tell the truth, Jessica. Why the big cover-up?
I'm not lying to you.
We found your underwear in your handbag, Jessica. You need to tell us what happened.
The doctor told me what happened. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be a star, to be in movies. I told Junie what happened, and she told me to toughen up. That was the price of stardom.
Did she now, cold-hearted bitch?
It's not Junie's fault. It's not my first time. I had a boyfriend back home, but my father found out about him.
Even if you consented, Jessica, you're still underage. We need to get in touch with your parents, Jessica, to tell them what has happened.
Oh, you don't need to worry them. They sent me along to stay with Aunt June. They trust her to take care of me.
You're lying, Jessica. How are we going to make this right if you lie to us?
Please, Detective, why would I lie to you?
Because you're a runaway, Jessica, and you don't have your parents' permission to be here. Now, do you want to tell me what really happened?
I went with Junie to this strange place. It's difficult to remember. Someone gave me a drink to calm my nerves, and then I felt faint. I think I must have passed out.
How did you meet Mr. Bishop?
Well, Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
What's the story with Bishop and Mrs. McAfee? Why does he want the two of you dead?
That can't be true. Mr. Bishop seemed very happy today. I mean, yesterday.
And that's why he wedged a shrunken head against the accelerator pedal and punted the two of you over an escarpment?
I overheard Junie speaking to him on the phone a couple of times. Screaming, really. She can be very hard sometimes, Junie. But they seemed okay yesterday, like they worked it out.
I know what happened to you, Jessica. Where exactly did it take place?
Please, it's scary. It's really difficult to think of anything.
Do I do good cop? Cause like I don't want to use my intuition.
You're making me uncomfortable. Just standing around here looking at me, not saying anything.
All right, you can help me. The next thing I'm thinking of is the propped head, but maybe she'll tell me where this thing is, where they got it from. Because she's definitely lying. Maybe it's the propped head.
God damn it, tell the truth, Jessica.
I am telling the truth. I don't know where the place is. I barely know this city.
I said you can help. Because I'm thinking it's the propped head now. Maybe.
You're making me uncomfortable. Just standing around here looking at me, not saying anything.
I tried that.
Looks like I made a mistake.
And I know it's not good, cop.
You're making me uncomfortable. Just standing around here looking at me, not saying anything.
She's supposed to. That's what I'm trying to get, but doubt didn't work. Or bad cop didn't work. I know she's lying. I'm thinking it's the propped head that I have to use.
You're making me uncomfortable. Just standing around here looking at me, not saying anything. You're making me uncomfortable. Just standing around here looking at me and not saying anything.
Jessica, I really need you to help me here.
I remember the mermaid.
Was the mermaid in the movie too?
No, it was on the front of a building. We pulled up in front of the mermaid.
Thank you, Jessica. You've been a big help. Here's my card. If you think of anything or you need some help, just get in touch, okay?
Okay.
I think it might be a good idea if you went back home till you felt better, Jessica.
I couldn't do that, officer. What if I got the part and I wasn't there?
You still worried about a part? Worry about your life.
It's the tale of this town, Cole. Lambs that go willingly to slaughter. Who the hell is that?
Must be her lawyer. He certainly expedited her release.
I don't like it, Cole. Why is she in such a hurry? We should follow her. There she goes. Come on.
So you park right outside, right next. You park right next to a police car.
Ballard is definitely up to something. She seems to have made a remarkably speedy recovery. Get in there and see what she's up to.
Baby? No! I don't want him taught a lesson. You know what I want. Well, then make someone else do it! You still know people out here, don't you? Then make some calls! I'm gonna be very clear about this.
That's affecting your mood.
Or I'm... Wilson's Hotel. Mr. Mark Bishop, that son of a bitch, lives in apartment 803. Sure, I got the film.
So what's the story? I'm guessing she didn't stop for light refreshments.
She made a call. Sounds like Mark Bishop has a heap of trouble headed his way. I've got an address. Wilson's Hotel, apartment 803.
Oh, shit. You better step on it.
If he's got any sense, he'll be as far away from home as possible.
If he had any sense, he wouldn't have tried bumping off Guy McAfee's wife in the first place. Or he'd have done the job properly. McAfee will break a fella's legs just for looking at his broad the wrong way. What did you make of the kid? You believe her story?
I think she was doped out of her tiny mind and given the casting couch. That fucking bitch Ballard sold her out.
So if Ballard was doing someone a favor,
The casting
why did they
couch
try to
was
kill her?
around back then.
All units in the vicinity in
Well,
car
damn.
11K, 11 King, a 415 in progress at apartment 803, Wilson's Apartment Hotel, 1220 West 7th Street, Westlake Park. 11K code 3, all other units code 2. KGPL clear.
Gun it! Let's get to the apartment before someone gets hurt.
Yes. Oh, you finally got a sniping clip? Let me see.
I'm Detective Phelps. We received a call about a domestic disturbance in apartment 803.
Oh, the detectives. Listen, Mrs. Bishop's pretty upset. Take the elevator and then left down the corridor. It's the last door on the right.
Sounds like we're about to make it a hat trick of hysterical female witnesses.
LAPD, ma'am. Are you in danger?
I'm all right now. You just missed them. Horrible, awful men.
Are you injured, Mrs.?
Mrs. Bishop. Gloria Bishop. Please, come in, officers. I'll just need to sit down for a moment. Forgive me.
That's perfectly normal, ma'am.
Just look at this mess.
We'll take a quick search of the premises, ma'am. You take a moment to gather your thoughts.
I will. Thank you, officer.
Discord. So this man got a wife and all.
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Still out here raping people though.
Incidental.
Send it through text then. $20,000 check.
Due to earn $20,000.
Sheesh.
Not sure this means much. Nothing significant.
Gay Cowboys.
Presented from Mark.
silver screen props.
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing. This $5. Do you know how much $5 is worth in this time?
Looks like the old movie set downtown.
Oh, you sent it? All right, let me see. Okay.
Can we get on with this, please?
Listen, lady, I'm not the person whose house got broken into. All right, relax.
Great Wall of Babylon. A replica of a replica. Don't think this is anything. Seems irrelevant.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. You could charge it up.
No good to me. Looks like we found our mermaid. Who are these men in the picture?
My husband, Mark, and Marlon Hopgood. They work together on occasion.
Do-do-do-do. Marlon Hopgood. What you see out here, Bukowski? Nothing. Like usual. You don't be seeing nothing.
What now?
Now all we need to know is who were those goons and why were they tearing up the floorboards in here? Ask Mrs. Bishop.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Those men. I think they work for Guy McAfee. Do you know the name?
No. Why should I?
June Ballard is married to Guy McAfee. Have you heard of her?
That slut. She's been badgering my husband for days.
Mrs. McAfee alleges that your husband tried to kill her and her friend last night. I think you should tell us what you know.
My husband's a movie producer. This has something to do with his new picture. He doesn't include me in his business.
He doesn't include you in his business, and then you give me this look. And then you give me this look right after. Like, come on now.
June Ballard said she had a deal to be in his new picture.
Mark repeatedly told her no. He had Joan Leslie lined up for the role. That's how he got the finance. June made all kinds of threats. She was very rude to me.
You know June Ballard?
We were both on the same
So
team
it's the opposite.
years back. That's how I met my husband.
He was saying no. Not her.
Where can we find your husband, ma'am?
He told me he would be on set. That's all I know.
This might be the most truthful thing you've ever said.
Either we find him or McAfee's people do, Mrs. Bishop. If you care for him, you should make sure that we find him first.
I do care for him. But I don't really know where he'd go if he were in trouble. Hopgood might know.
Why is your husband paying Lorna Hopgood $20,000?
Lorna? Marlon's ex-wife? Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. The check was on the ground. What?
You're lying, Mrs. Bishop. It's some kind of payoff. You know exactly what the money is for and who it's getting paid to.
Do I? Would you like to prove that, Detective?
You want to see the check?
Your husband looks like he's being blackmailed.
Shut
They obviously
up.
have something on him if he's prepared to kill to cover it up. Why is the payment going to Hopgood and not McAfee?
Lorna works at a check-cashing place in Hollywood. You need to ask Hopgood why he needs that much money in cash.
Your husband was at a casting yesterday with a young girl?
Not that I know of. He told me he was looking at locations. The picture's been cast.
Oh, you definitely lying. Not that you know. Shut. I'm tired of you already.
Jessica remembered a mermaid. The mermaid on the front of the prop store. You better come clean with me.
This is a sick town, Detective. Are you sure you really want to know? The truth is, my husband likes them young.
That's not surprising.
And you think that's okay?
I was 16 when I first met him.
Oh,
I thought he was
ew.
a genius. A magician with film. I was 20 before I realized he was just a B-movie hack. But he's nothing compared to some of the monsters at these big studios. My guess is Ballard sacrificed her little friend. Happens to a lot of girls.
But you still with him.
Your husband is in trouble. It could go easier for him if you were more helpful, Mrs. Bishop.
He's a big boy, Detective, and so are you. This is Hollywood. There's always a deal to be done.
How about I deal this in your face?
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a location on a silver screen prop store.
Just a moment. Silver Screen Props, corner 3rd and Figueroa.
Thank you.
All right, Bukowski. Yo.
An aging movie star, a wannabe starlet, a movie producer's wife. You'll finally rubbing shoulders with the almost rich and famous.
And from the stories they've given us, clearly none of them.
If you heard what she said to me being disrespectful is a valid response.
Mrs. Bishop knows more than she's letting on.
She doesn't seem to realize how much trouble her husband is in. The LAPD are the least of their worries right now.
You'd think she'd have gotten the hint after those hatchet men redecorated her apartment.
Maybe she's just loyal.
Or she's in on it. She didn't seem like your average giddy broad with nothing between the ears.
Or she might just be trying to buy enough time for Bishop to put a couple of oceans between him and McAfee.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back. I'm back.
KTI Radio reminds you, make sure to sign up for your Social Security number. Applications available at your local post office. This is KTI, Los Angeles.
Of course you... Come on, Spice. Are y'all just swapping out? You leaving it now? Should you want to come in? Have I been getting cases? No, I haven't been getting any extra cases. Was that supposed to scare me?
Phelps and Bukowski, LAPD. We're investigating the attempted murder of June Ballard and Jessica Hamilton.
Christ. I'm Marlon Hopgood. How can I help?
You hold castings here?
How'd you hear about that? I got a little soundstage out back.
I got a little soundstage. You sound sus. How many girls have you got picked out? How many girls have you had pickings on?
So, you coming?
Just checking out your shop. That's all.
So, you coming?
Don't rush me.
So, you coming?
Didn't I tell you not to rush me? There's nothing back here.
So, you coming?
I'm about to smack you. Say it one more time.
Keep him here, Stefan. I'm gonna take a look around.
What's this got to do with me?
Don't try my patience, knucklehead.
Turn off the lights, Hopgood.
Why would I want to do that?
Turn off the lights.
Humor him.
One-way mirrors. There's a room on the other side.
Huh. Well, well. Find a way into that peep den, Phelps. I'll stay here and keep our pervert company.
What do we have here? Some pills, huh?
Doping a 15-year-old kid and abusing her in a screen test. What is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Then don't pick it up.
Phelps. You couldn't fit a rat through there.
So you got a bathroom right here, huh? Okay. Okay. I think you slick. Now I can search around. Oh, the music stopped. There we go. I thought Butters meant the Thames. That's what I thought you meant when you said lost.
Jungle Drums, 8th and Francisco. Attention, Mark Bishop. So what happened to the film of Hamilton's screen test?
Look at all these photos. Disgusting. Despicable. Not one, but two. What else am I missing here? Phelps, look at the photos.
I wonder if they saw this, how many budding starlets would still get on the bus to come to Hollywood.
You're not gonna. That's not evidence? What in the world was that? Oh, the pancake.
So this is where you sprang from.
Mm-hmm. Haven't found one of these in a while.
Listen, I have to call you back. I got some business here.
Sit down, Courtney. This is Mickey. Mickey, this is Courtney Sheldon. What would you like to drink?
Scotch. Straight out.
I hear you're back at school learning to be a doctor, kid.
Yes. That's right, Mr. Cohen.
So you want to be a doctor and a dope peddler. Interesting combination, huh?
Do we have a problem, Mr. Cohen?
We might have. Yeah. Selling your dope to my boy Lenny looked like a good move, but Lenny has been supplying, wholesale, so to speak. The Bindle boys in this town aren't used to the juice without a little of the middleman taking his cut.
Lenny promised that wouldn't happen, Mr. Cohen. And Lenny works for you.
What can I say about Lenny? Let me think. Oh yeah, he's a putz. And he's lazy, and he's greedy, but he's my wife's brother. And how can you make a cake with those ingredients, huh? Please.
So how is that my problem, Mr. Cohen?
Well, kid, the only way we're going to be able to make this work is to do some repackaging. We need to get the dope out of those dinky little cardboard boxes and...
Surrettes.
Yeah, surrettes. Great. We can put it into a big vat so we can water it down a little bit.
I won't bore you with the chemistry, but it doesn't work that way. You're likely to kill even more people.
Okay, listen. We want to buy you out, kid. I'll offer you 50 grand.
Sheesh.
Hey. Hey! You don't like my offer? The Sheldon kid? I think I want him dead.
Wait, am I still missing evidence? I think I had painted. Why did I hear somebody else walking around? So I don't hear no music, so I'm guessing I found all the evidence. I, I guess that's it. But there was music playing before I picked up the newspaper. So they counted the newspaper as evidence. If that's the case. Which it never does that. I'll take it though. I'll take it.
You ever do any work for Mark Bishop?
Mainly do work for the studios. RKO, Republic, Warner Brothers. So yeah, when Bishop was doing work for a studio, yes.
When did you last see him?
Now I'm doing work for his next picture. Still pre-production though. Haven't seen him around here in a while.
Oh, that's a lie.
I know you're lying, Hopgood. Bishop was here, and you know exactly what he was doing and what he left lying around afterwards.
You come in here without a warrant and now you start throwing your weight around?
Yeah, I looked at the camera. Yeah.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
You want to be smart.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
Hold on. Yes. It is so dark I cannot see this man's eyes. On my TV, by the way. Mm. Hey. Get out. Get out. You stayed in here for a few minutes. Spice had a whole nap, a whole 2-hour nap, and then you just leave in like a 3 minutes. Shut up. Come on now.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
I don't want to use my tuition. Cause whereabouts is for the other evidence. Association with Bishop. No, that's the wife.
You should get your facts straight before you come in here and start shooting off that mouth of yours.
McAfee's men are looking for Bishop. We need to find him first. Any idea where he might have gone to ground?
If he really tried to kill McAfee's wife, my advice to him would be to leave town.
You have something on him, and now you're going to rat him out to McAfee's goons.
How do you figure that, brain boy? I never liked Bishop. He always made out like he was better than everybody else.
Oh, you're gonna be tough to crack. Okay. Look it up. You start all the way back here. Get up.
Phelps and Bukowski, LAPD. We are investigating the attempted murder of June Ballard and Jessica Hamilton.
Christ! I'm Marlon Hopgood. How can I help?
You hold castings here?
How'd you hear about that? I got a little soundstage out back.
Lead the way. I'm at a loss.
Search through all this crazy movie junk. See what turns up.
Hurry it up. Open that door.
Keep him here, Stefan. I'm gonna take a look around.
What's this got to do with me?
Don't try my patience, knucklehead.
I have some friends in the LAPD, so I won't be leaned on.
Yeah. Whatever.
Turn off the lights, Hopgood.
Why would I want to do that?
Humor him.
One-way mirrors. There's a room on the other side.
Huh. Well. Find a way into that peep den, Phelps. I'll stay here and keep our pervert company.
Doping a 15-year-old kid and abusing her in a screen test. What is wrong with these people? So this is where you sprang from.
Jungle Drums, 8th and Francisco. Attention, Mark Bishop.
So what happened to the film of Hamilton's screen test? I wonder if they saw this, how many budding starlets would still get on the bus to come to Hollywood.
See, the music is playing.
Don't think this is any use to us. Maybe. No.
Bruh, what else is missing?
Optimistic, Cole. This doesn't pertain to the case.
That really counts? Oh my gosh. That's annoying.
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Hit Hopgood with the evidence, Phelps. See if he sings.
Alright, association with Bishop.
You ever do any work for Mark Bishop?
Mainly do work for the studios.
Mainly work for the studios.
Republic, Warner Brothers. So yeah, when Bishop was doing work for a studio, Yes.
When did you last see him?
Now I'm doing work for his next picture. Still pre-production, though.
Pre-production.
Haven't seen him around here in a while.
I haven't seen him around here for a while. Now it's either this one on set.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
I know you're lying, Hopgood. Bishop was here, and you know exactly what he was doing and what he left lying around afterwards.
You come in here without a warrant, and now you start throwing your weight around?
Then he says that what he left around here would be the empty canister. You can give a hint, because I'm not going back again. I'm not going back again. I'm thinking the empty canister since he said that.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
It's two answers. I have one right. So the film cassette.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
Yeah, what's up, Relentless? Happy B-Day, bro. Jessica and Mark. Alright, that's too big of a hint.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
That second one could either be the underwear, since you said that. The pills. But it's definitely the film canister.
A 15-year-old girl told me how she was drugged and molested at a casting house. I found the chloral hydrate in your drinks cabinet. You give me something or I will break your fucking jaw, Hopgood.
Bishop was here with June Ballard and the girl. A lot of producers and directors use this place. I'm not responsible for what goes on here.
McAfee's men are looking for Bishop. We need to find him first. Any idea where he might have gone to ground?
If he really tried to kill McAfee's wife, my advice to him would be to leave town.
You have something on him, and now you're gonna rat him out to McAfee's goons.
And how do you figure that, brain boy?
Because he raped her here. And the underwear is linked to her. Now this one is either the film reel. Look at him smiling. Like, oh, he's not on the edition one. Shut your...
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
On set or film reel.
You could hump a few props or sweep
Can
the
you
floors
shut up?
if you got nothing better to do.
On set. The film reel gives the address of where this takes place. This film.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
Yeah, what's up, Kobe? Whereabouts of Bishop? Yes, sir. It's been a minute, bro. How you been?
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
You have something on him. You have something on him. McAfee's goons. You have something on him and McAfee's goons.
You could hump a few props or sweep
How many
the
times you gonna
floors
say
if you
this?
got nothing better to do.
How many times you gonna say this? Shut up. I'm thinking the film reel. On set.
I never liked Bishop. He always made out like he was better than everybody else. He was no better than any of the other big shot creeps who came in here.
What's the deal with you and June Ballard?
Look, buddy, I make props. I hardly ever meet the talent unless it's something tailor-made for them, like a sword or something.
You and Ballard are blackmailing Bishop. That's why he cracked.
You got nothing on me. My hands are clean on this. You could hump a few props or sweep the floor.
You don't ask, you never find out.
You could hump a few props or sweep the floors if you got nothing better to do.
I give up. Give me another hint.
You're off the hook, for now.
I'm about done with you and your accusations.
That's all for now, Hopgood. We're taking you in.
Phelps! Roy Earl, advice. Hold on a moment. This is clearly a vice case. You've been roughing up my informant?
Hopgood is a vice informer?
Yes, he is, Phelps, and a very important one. Look at that mug. Have you been upsetting these two officers, Marlin?
So we just drop it?
You do if you know what's good for you.
You need to catch the movie producer before an angry husband does, from what I'm hearing.
I'll be making a full report to the captain, Detective.
You do that, kid. We're all very impressed with you.
Let it slide, Cole. Let's get at it.
Oh, I don't like you.
Detectives.
Johnny Goldberg. You work for Mickey C.
That's right, detectives.
You wouldn't happen to know the guys who roughed up Mrs. Bishop earlier today by any chance?
No, not us. We don't do that kind of thing. It's the husband we'd like to talk to.
This is a police matter. You don't want to be taken in for obstruction of justice, do you, boys?
You could try the obstruction rap, but it won't stick. We could beat that.
You've had your 10 cents worth, gentlemen.
Bishop knows how the world works. Mrs. McAfee hits him up for a movie part. Happens every day. But Bishop takes it a step too far and tries to rub out Mrs. McAfee. Naturally, Guy is going to get upset.
What made you think Bishop would be here?
We figure he might be planning a little accident for Hopgood, too. Those two guys have got some unfinished business. You let us know if you find Bishop. Guy McAfee can be a very generous man.
I'm only going to warn you once, gentlemen, to stay out of this. This is a police matter. We will be bringing Mark Bishop into custody.
At least he's polite. Kind of dumb, but polite.
But I'm a lot less polite, you smug son of a bitch. So let me put it in ruder terms that even a pair of blockheads like you might understand. The only reason that you don't have bars on your windows already is because you're small fry. And we don't waste our time on small fry. You stay away from Bishop, and you stay away from me. Is that clear enough for you, asshole?
Get in his face, yeah.
Now run along back to your boss so we can pat you on the head and tell you what good boys you are.
Mm.
I don't think they...
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Oh, hey, they ain't like that. They ain't like that.
They really don't want anybody getting to Bishop before they do.
Move on my way. What's up?
Keep it steady. I'll try and bust his tires. I can't take the shot from here, Cole.
We need to lose those fools, though.
What's up?
Quit horsing around, Phelps.
Get some shots in, Bukowski. Pussy. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Nah, I still got my hand on the wheel. What's up?
Make a move. We're sitting ducks here.
Let's see him chase us now.
Yeah.
Onto the movie set, Phelps. Let's roll.
Oh, Christ. When they say working traffic is like...
Nah. Go back.
You know how to piss people off.
Go back.
Hey.
Puss.
Christ alive!
Bishop's hiding out on that creepy old movie set. We need to get there before the mob does.
I put my gun out. They try to pull up on us.
Hey, if they're prepared to gun down cops in broad daylight, McAfee really means business.
Seems like we're the only ones who want Bishop alive.
I have a good mind just to let him go work on the son of a bitch. I'm about done putting my life on the line to protect some child molester.
That's our job, unfortunately. They don't get to dole out the justice.
Why is this not marked off? Whatever. They shot out John up.
There's the slippery bastard now.
No. God damn it!
Mark Bishop, stop! LAPD!
I said John.
I'll cover the exit.
Where you going? I said John.
We're trying to help you, Bishop.
This is all a big mistake.
Shh. I said John.
It's us or McAfee's boys. Your choice.
Did you hear a T in joint? Did you hear a T? I didn't say a T at all. Bishop, come on now. You doing too much.
Bishop, that's enough.
That girl made it all up.
I said they shot that John up. If I said joint,
Don't make this any harder on yourself.
you would hear the
Bishop.
T. Thank you, Kobe.
Hands in the air, Bishop. Move another inch and you're
Bishop,
dead.
come on now.
Mark Bishop, you're under arrest for the attempted murder of June Ballard and the rape and attempted murder of Jessica Hamilton.
All right, I'll come quietly. Just don't kill me. If you found me, then McAfee's goons will too. Oh, we need to get out of here.
I'm ready.
All right, but you stay close. Any tricks, and I'll save McAfee's boys the trouble.
I'm ready.
Follow me. I know another way out of this place.
Rewatch the vibe. I said John.
Christ, detective, they're trying to kill me.
Last chance to back the hell down. Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist. You're pretty brave for a dead man. McAfee doesn't make the rules. You hear me? Surrender now, or I will use deadly force.
Alright,
LAPD,
I gotta
you're
get
making a
closer.
big mistake. Is this really the best McAfee's got?
God, they're everywhere. Kill them for God's sake! I don't want to die!
Weapons on the Let's see if I can.
For the love of God, how many are there?
Give me this gun instead.
I don't want to die here. This is all Ballard's fault.
I said John.
There's no way out of here. I thought you said you knew where you were going.
We have to jump for it. There's an army of them. We're done for.
Find some cover!
Come on, it's this way. I should have known that bitch was trouble.
Can you stop talking about that little girl? Before I just kill you?
Really hurts.
Let's go! Stay with me! Follow me! Come on!
Joe, you are wrong. I said John. There was no T.
There's a ladder leading to the ground.
There was no T.
All right, let's go. Now!
You move too fast for an old head.
Get him over here, I'll cover you! Come on, the cavalry's here!
Shoot those sons of bitches!
Those barrels at the base of the elephant column. They're full of gasoline. Shoot them, quickly!
Stay down.
If you don't get down, Bishop, before you die.
Follow me. We need to get him to the car.
Come on! Throw some lead at those bastards!
How long do you think you can hold out?
What's up, Sneaky Link?
Get into the car. I can cover you from here. You're almost there. Put your weapons down and your hands in the air. Kill a cop, and it's the electric chair.
Now, this is what I call a result. Mark Bishop, erstwhile film producer, an all-around piece of shit, catches a fast ticket to Quentin for statutory rape and attempted murder. So he gets to spend the next 15 years playing sissy instead of sticking it to little girls. That is justice with a capital J.
But what about
Phelps.
Hopgood though?
Developed such a reputation, I'm not gonna be able to hold on to you any longer. You're getting promoted. Go on, get your new assignment.
Promotion.
Good working with you, son.
This nigga's back.
Phelps, Bukowski, this your work?
Yeah, this was our work.
Sorry, Cap. Didn't see you there.
Yeah, I'll bet you did. This is a traffic case. You need something?
I'm here to buy a drink for the two LAPD traffic
You gonna
cops who broke the
need
back of
buy
Guy
us a drink,
McAfee's
huh?
private army.
Buy us a
You
drink,
don't have a
huh?
problem with that, do you, Captain?
Go right ahead.
Get in. I'm buying.
Buy us a drink, huh?
You'll like this place. A lot of movie people hang out here. You like jazz, Cole? The hopheads love
Bro,
it.
stop talking to me.
I guess. Big bands and swing, I can understand, but this bebop palaver? How are you supposed to dance to that? This is Phelps, Leroy. Be nice to him. You'll like this place. They treat you right.
You like a table, Roy?
What do you think we want to do? Stand at the bar like
I'll
chumps?
get a table ready for you.
Don't look so happy to see me, Alphonse. I might get the wrong impression. Cole, this is Alphonse. He's a French Negro from Africa. Can you beat that?
The Congo.
A pleasure to meet you, Alphonse. Is Elsa singing tonight?
Yes, she is. She has the next set.
Come on, Cole. You can meet Elsa while they're fixing us a table. You'll like her. She's something else.
Maybe another night, Roy. She's pretty beat up about it.
Get your hands off me. Don't ever tell me what to do or what not to do, Alphonse.
Yo, get your hands off my nigga,
We've got
bro.
a nice club here. Don't spoil it.
If you will follow me, detectives. Just through the door.
He was my only real friend, Harlan. We went through it all. Do you realize what he meant to me?
Of course I do.
You have no idea.
Hey, it's that dude in the newspaper.
Industrial accident, Elsa.
It's the dude in the newspaper.
Not be held responsible.
Elsa, are you going on?
Louis, for God's sake, he was my best friend. The only man who ever loved me without putting his hands on me.
Hi, Elsa. Here's someone I'd like you to meet. Cole Phelps, war hero and crime fighter extraordinaire.
And why would I want to meet another fascist from the LAPD?
Sorry about this, Cole. What an evening I'm having. First a Negro puts his hands on me, and then this. Who do you think you're talking to, you German junkie whore? Don't you ever forget your place with me again.
Can I kill this nigga?
Evening, Doc. How's business?
Sanguine.
They won't mind, right? They won't mind if I kill him. Bury his body somewhere.
For her performance.
Blow it off, Cole. These artsy-fartsy types always get a little flighty. Meet Dr. Harlan Fontaine, doctor to the stars. Mr. Fix-It to the mental wreckage of Hollywood. So what about that drink, boys?
Reaching the apartment earlier. Alright, I'm done with that.